Why are you the way that you are? Hello, everyone. Sergeant Fidget reporting in, and yes, I'm wearing a Lion King shirt. Today, we have a new developer update for patch 6.1.2, and honestly, it feels like one step forward and two steps backwards. What do I mean by that? Let's just dive right on into it. Earlier this month, we launched our largest balance patch to date, making changes to 40 perks, including the meta and various base game mechanics. With such a major shakeup, we have been keeping an extra close eye on feedback and performance since the update release to ensure that nothing gets out of hand. Now that we've had the chance to see how things play out, we have prepared our first follow-up round of changes to fine-tune the balance. Please note that the tweaks listed here are by no means the only changes we may make. We'll continue monitoring and adjusting things based on your feedback. Thanatophobia, the perk that has been in every single game since the update went live. Following the mid-chapter update, Thanatophobia quickly rose in popularity. You don't say! And it's easy to see why. Between the increased numbers on the perk itself and the longer baseline generator repair times, Thanatophobia now slows down generators pretty significantly. Particularly with killers who have an easier time keeping multiple survivors injured. Example, Legion, Plague, etc. The most fun thing about Survivor over the last 2 weeks is playing Thanatophobia, Dying Light, Pain Resonance, Thanatophobia, and somehow, just to shake things up, Thanatophobia Legion every single game. It's really fun. This can make Thanatophobia feel a little oppressive, especially when paired with other slowdown perks. To address this, Thanatophobia will be receiving a rework in the 6.1.2 update. Each injured, dying, or hooked survivor will now provide a 1, 1.5, or 2% action speed penalty. If all 4 survivors are either injured, dying, or hooked, Thanatophobia grants an additional 12% penalty to survivors' action speeds. So, this means instead of, I believe in the current meta, it is 5.5% per survivor for a total of 22%. But with this new one, it'll be 2% per survivor. So say 3 people are injured, it'll be a 6% decrease across the board. However, once the 4th person is either injured, dying, or on hook, it will then jump up to 20% total, which I believe is what Thanatophobia was before this update. Why Thanatophobia got buffed in the first place, I genuinely have no idea. Medal of Man. With the Endurance Stats Effect update, Medal of Man continues to be an outlier. While it provides a similar effect to Endurance, the perk currently does not deactivate when performing a conspicuous action. This is by design, which is reflected in the perk's description not mentioning Endurance. Since activating Medal of Man is so difficult, it wouldn't be fair to lose your hard-earned protection so easily. We wanted to clear up this inconsistency and give Medal of Man a slight rework while we're at it. Taking 2 protection hits will now activate Medal of Man, previously it was 3, granting the Endurance Stats effect. While the Endurance effect is active, your aura will be revealed to the killer when they are further than 12, 14, 16 meters away. Like other Endurance effects, performing a conspicuous action will cause it to deactivate prematurely and it will not protect you from entering the dying state if you already have deep wounds. With this change, Medal of Man will now work exactly like other Endurance perks, forcing the survivors to make a choice between saving their Medal of Man and working on generators. Since this will make it a little weaker, we have reduced the number of protection hits required to compensate. The aura reading effect is also active immediately rather than after you heal, allowing the killers to anticipate Medal of Man and plan accordingly. We believe these changes will make the perk both easier to use and more interesting to play around. Honestly, with how good perks like Off the Record are, and while obviously it's not what it used to be, in my killer games, I've still seen people pull off good plays with the new Dead Hard. I don't see people running Medal of Man over perks like Off the Record and Dead Hard, or even Borrowed Time, which surprisingly you do still see a lot. I didn't think you would see Borrowed Time in as many people loadouts because of the 5-second base kit version, but people are still running it, which, hey, teach their own. So Metal Man, unless you're doing a specific thing, like sometimes I'll meme and do bodyguard mag build where I'll run like no mither and Metal Man and go out of my way to take protection hits for people. It's a meme. So like, other than that, I don't see people using that. Pain Resonance, Merciless Storm, and Dead Man Switch. One step forward, two steps backwards. Pain Resonance was changed such that it no longer forces survivors to momentarily stop repairing the generators, which it badly needed because the old Pain Resonance plus Dead Man Switch combo was annoying. And yes, before the comments people say it, I understand. Just let go of the gen, right? Pretty simple counterplay. But before you start typing, I want you to take 3 seconds and think of the players that you regularly encounter in your solo queue games. Exactly. This effectively prevented the perk from activating Dead Man Switch on its own. The killer would need to chase them off the generator manually. However, this change caused an unexpected combination to appear. Since this new version allowed the survivors to continue working on the generator, Merciless Storm would continue spawning an excessive amount of skill checks, nearly 40, after the generator regresses. To remedy this, we are restoring Pain Resonance Generator Interruption, though the killer will still not receive a notification. This will cause a Merciless Storm to no longer combo with Pain Resonance. That said, this would bring back the combo of Pain Resonance and Dead Man Switch. Therefore, we'll be reducing the duration of Dead Man Switch to 20, 25, 30 seconds in order to make the perk combo less oppressive than it previously was. They're literally bringing back the main problem of these two perks that they just got rid of. Yes, the killer will no longer get the notification of Pain Resonance, but anyone and everyone who runs Pain Resonance is going to probably run Dead Man Switch with it. And since people for some reason don't learn to let go of the generator as the survivor is being hooked, they're going to get kicked off. And guess what? Dead Man Switch is going to activate. Sure, it's only 30 seconds now, but the killer is going to know which generator they're working on. Why is this being brought back? I don't understand. I don't get it. They fixed this, and now they're bringing it back because of Merciless Storm. So why wouldn't you maybe change something up with Merciless Storm instead of bringing back this old combo that was just miserable and awful? To the point where even in my killer games, I didn't run this combo because I understood how miserable it was. Why? Why? Why are you the way you are? Why? Why? I don't, why? What? Why? The clown. The clown is currently affected by a bug, which allows him to retain the haste effect from his afterpiece antidote permanently. To prevent this from being exploited, we've recently kill switched the clown, preventing him from being played. In 6.1.2, this issue is now resolved, and the clown will be available to play once again. Yeehaw. Tome 12, Discordance, includes all new orange glyph challenges. We've seen some reports of motion sickness caused by the swirling visual effects after interacting with the glyphs. I haven't done these orange glyphs because I've heard of how nauseating they can actually be. Alongside the 6.1.2 update, we will be temporarily swapping out these glyph challenges for a different one while we retool the visuals. If you've already completed this challenge, don't worry. The challenge will remain completed. The orange glyph is expected to return with improved effects in the following update. Great, cool, super, super duper. Matchmaking Incentives. Matchmaking Incentives will reward you with additional blood points for playing whichever role is in demand at the time. When the mid-chapter launched, these incentives were not working as intended, granting 100% bonus blood point survivors at all times, including when there were more survivors playing the killers. I would hope, I know they're not going to, but I wish the 100% bonus would just be permanent. I know it's going to fluctuate based on how badly they need players in certain playlists, but honestly, getting blood points now without barbecue and We're Gonna Live Forever feels like it takes forever. It's like they raised the cap to 2 million from 1 million, which is great, but in my typical streams on Twitch are usually about 6 hours long, and I would typically have 1 million blood points by the end of the stream, even if I did something like 50% killer and 50% survivor. now, unless I'm turning in tome challenges and stuff, a lot of it is like anywhere from 500 to maybe 700,000 in a 6-hour play session. It feels so slow, like so painfully slow. This had an adverse effect on matchmaking. While killer queue times were fairly quick, survivor queue times skyrocketed. The system needed to be disabled after several hours. We have investigated this issue and found the cause, but unfortunately it won't make the deadline for the 6.1.2 update. Matchmaking incentives will be re-enabled for the 6.2.0 public test build, and then on the live version of the game if everything goes smoothly. I'm going to assume that means they're coming back with the next chapter launch, which we're finding out on August 3rd, which is Wednesday, that it's going to be Project W, a new Resident Evil chapter. The 6.1.2 update is currently planned to release this week, so probably either Tuesday or Wednesday. We'll continue monitoring feedback on the mid-chapter changes and adjusting as necessary in future updates. As always, please be sure to share your thoughts once you've had the chance to give them a try. Until next time, the Dead by Daylight team. Anatophobia being nerfed is great, but as I ranted earlier, I don't understand why they are bringing back the Scourge, Pain Resonance, Dead Man Switch combo. We're just going to end up swapping out Thanatophobia for Dead Man Switch, Pain Resonance every single killer game. It's boring. It's miserable. And again, I even say that as someone who plays killer. Ugh. Why? Why do you do this? Why? Why are you the way you are? Why? Why? Ugh. I hate it. I don't understand. And I hate it. Let me know what you think in the comments down below about these changes. Are you looking forward to the Scourge Dead Man Switch meta coming back? Are you happy with Anatophobia being nerfed kind of back to what it was in the overall grand scheme, back to 20%? Let me know. Thanks for watching, and I'll see you in the next video.